Hey doing everyone, welcome back. Well, I am not optimistic about the next 4 years, and I think that's been pretty obvious. Um, I don't have a bright outlook. However, I don't think that this has to be the end. I mean, we still don't know how the House of Representatives is going to play out. We know that Trump won and Republicans took the Senate, but we kind of knew Republicans were going to take the Senate based just on what the map already looked like, with Joe Manchin stepping down, and in West Virginia, which he was. I mean, he was basically Mitt Romney of the Democrats, right? He was more mainstream, more middle of the road. He was not a left winger by any means, so Democrats didn't really lose that much with him. But yeah, we don't know what's going to happen next, do we? Well, we do have some pretty good ideas, but um, that's not actually what I wanted to talk about. I got sidetracked before I even got on track. um, what I actually came here to talk about, right? Because if you've seen some of my first few videos, you know how I've gotten into conspiracy theories, right? And why I think most of them are garbage, and why I think that most of them, well, they should be debunked, and most of them are pretty easily debunked, actually. So we are seeing the conspiratorial, the 2020 conspiracy theory. That the election was stolen from Trump in 2020, right? They're actually doubling down on that because of what happened on Tuesday. They're saying that that is proof that 2020 was stolen. Is it? Is it really? If anything, it would be proof that no, 2020 was legit. Because think about this, right? Where are some places that Trump won this time but lost last time? Why don't we start with Georgia? Republican governor, Republican Secretary of State, who, by the way, supported Trump, despite, trying to pressure them into overturning their election in 2020. But in 2020, they supported Trump. They wanted him to win. The state government in Georgia was controlled mostly by Republicans. Still is. So Donald Trump, being the Republican who holds the presidency, loses a state controlled by Republicans, but yet somehow the Democrats cheated to give Biden that win, right? Arizona, that's another one that Biden won, that Trump won this time. Arizona at the time was controlled by Republicans. The state government was run by Republicans in 2020. And they wanted Donald Trump to win. They voted for Donald Trump. They supported him. But he lost a Republican-controlled state. Again, a Republican president loses a Republican-controlled state because the Democrats cheated. Okay, now, let's take a look at this election, right? Donald Trump won in North Carolina, which he has won all 3 times, right? He won in North Carolina, which has a Democrat governor. And I don't know the entire makeup of their state government, but I know they've got a Democrat as their governor. And he won there 3 times. Arizona is now controlled by Democrats. And Donald Trump won there. Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, controlled by Democrats. Trump won all 3 of those states. Okay? So, let me break this down, right? Let me make sure that I've got this right. A Republican administration loses in Republican-controlled states because the Democrats cheated. But the Democrats are so good at cheating that they have the presidency, right? Now, granted, it wasn't Joe Biden that was running. It was Kamala Harris. But still, she is in that administration. And Joe Biden endorsed her, wanted her to be president, right? So, Democratic administration, which stole the last election in Republican-controlled states, couldn't steal it in states controlled by Democrats. Really? Really? And then, of course, that they like to point out, that Biden got 81 million votes, whereas Harris is right around 66 million right now, and Donald Trump is at roughly the same number, a little bit less than what he got last time. He got, 75 or so million, and he's at 73 or so now. But yeah, that's proof that they were right about 2020. Sure, let's keep in mind, first of all, there's about 17 million votes that still haven't been counted. Right? So, there's that. Not all the votes have been counted, for one. And for two, a lot of people just didn't vote this time. Last time around, we had record turnout. This time, we didn't have that. And if you want to talk about, declining numbers, right? What I want to know is from 1984 to 1988, right? In 1988, George Bush got about 10 million fewer votes than Ronald Reagan got in '84. Still won. Wait a minute. So where did those 10 million Republicans go? Oh, and by the way, yeah, Dukakis got more votes than Mondale did. So the Democrat number goes up, right? Well, actually, that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? There were more ticket splitters back then, really, but there were plenty of ticket splitters this time around. I mean, got two words if you don't believe they're ticket splitters: North Carolina. But yeah, there were 10 million fewer Republican votes from 1984 to 1988, then another 20 million fewer from 88 to 94. So that's like 30 million fewer Republican votes over 8 years. 20 of them in one cycle. So I'm supposed to believe then that oh, and by the way, the Democrats, their votes didn't go up enough to compensate for that missing number. So, yeah, on the face of it, your argument that 2020 was stolen from the sitting president in states where his party was in control, while this time around he is not in government at all. The party that is in power can't steal it in states where they are in power. Yeah, your conspiracy theory is bogus. It's garbage. This election proves that it's a nonsense theory. Anyway, I'll see you next time.